Basics of English grammar.
The sentence, a group of words which makes complete sense, is called a sentence. For example, the farmer is plowing his fields. Kinds of sentences. Sentences are of four kinds. Declarative or assertive sentence. A sentence which makes a statement or assertion is called a declarative sentence. For example, boys sat on a wall. Interrogative sentence. A sentence that asks a question is called an interrogative sentence. For example, where do you live? Imperative sentence. A sentence that expresses a command, request or entreaty is called an imperative sentence. For example, be quiet. Have mercy upon us. Exclamatory sentence. A sentence that expresses strong feelings is called an exclamatory sentence. For example, how very cold the night is. What a shame. Subject and predicate. In a sentence we must have a subject to speak about and we must say or predicate something about that subject. Subject. This is the part of the sentence where we name a person or thing we are speaking about. Predicate. This part of sentence tells something about the subject. Following are some examples of sentences. Bad habits grow unconsciously. Nature is the best physician. We cannot pump the ocean dry. The early birds catches the worm. I shot an arrow into the air. The phrase and the clause. Phrase, a group of words, which makes sense, but not a complete sense, is called a phrase. For example, in a corner. In the east. Sat on a wall. To my door. Of great beauty. Of the mountains. How to do it. Clause, a group of words which forms part of a sentence and contains a subject, and a predicate is called a clause. For example, he has a chain of gold, highlighted part is phrase. He has a chain which is made of gold, highlighted part is clause. Parts of speech. Words are divided into different kinds or classes according to their use, i.e., according to the work they do in a sentence, are called parts of speech. There are 8 parts of speech. Noun. A noun is a word used as the name of a person, place, or thing. For example, Ashok was a great king. Calcutta is on the Hooghly. The rose smells sweet. The sun shines bright. His courage won him honor. Note, the word thing includes a. all objects that we can see, hear, taste, touch, or smell, and b. something that we can think of, but cannot perceive by senses. In short, we can say that in a noun the word thing is used to mean anything that we can think of. Adjective. An adjective is a word used to add something to the meaning of a noun. For example, he is brave boy. There are 20 boys in this class. Pronoun. A pronoun is a word used instead of a noun. For example, Ram is absent because he is ill. The books are where you left them. Verb. A verb is a word used to say something about some person, place, or thing. For example, Sita wrote a letter to her father. Delhi is a big city. Iron and copper are metals. Adverb. An adverb is a word used to add something to the meaning of a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. For example, he worked the sum quickly. This flower is very beautiful. She pronounced the word quite correctly. Preposition. A preposition is word used with a noun or pronoun to show how the person or thing denoted by noun or pronoun stands in relation to something else. For example, there is a cow in the garden. The girl is fond of music. A fair little girl sat under a tree. Conjunction. A conjunction is a word used to join words or sentences. For example, 2 and 2 make 4. I ran fast but missed the train. Interjection. An interjection is a word which expresses some sudden feeling. For example, hurrah! We have won the match. Alas! She is dead. Some examples of sentences. They arrived soon after, adverb. They arrived after us, preposition. They arrived after we had left, conjunction. Still waters run deep. He was only a yard of me. Suddenly one of the wheels came off. He is on the committee. Let us move on. They while away their evenings with books and games. Kinds of nouns. Common noun. A common noun is a name given in common, shared by all, to every person or thing of same class or kind. For example, Ashoka was a wise king. Proper noun. A proper, one's own, noun is the name of some particular person or place. Note, proper nouns are always written with a capital letter at the beginning and sometimes they are used as common nouns. For example, Ram was a great king. He was the Lukesman, common noun, of his age. Kalidas is often called the Shakespeare, common noun, of India. A Lukesman the wisest man, Shakespeare the greatest dramatist. Collective noun. A collective noun is the name of a number, or collection, of persons or things taken together and spoken of as one whole. For example, a fleet, a collection of ships or vessels. An army, a collection of soldiers. A crowd, a collection of people. Examples: the police dispersed the crowd. The jury found the prisoner guilty. A herd of cattle is passing. Abstract noun. An abstract noun is usually the name of a quality, action, or state considered apart from the object to which it belongs. Quality: goodness, kindness, whiteness, darkness, hardness, brightness, honesty, wisdom, bravery. Action: laughter, theft, movement, judgment, hatred. State: childhood, boyhood, youth, slavery, sleep, sickness, death, poverty. Note, the names of arts and sciences, for example, grammar, music, chemistry etc., are also abstract nouns. The word abstract means drawn off. Abstract nouns are formed from 1. Adjectives, as, kindness from kind, honesty from honest. 2. Verbs, as, obedience from obey, growth from grow. 3. Common nouns, as, childhood from child, slavery from slave. Some examples. Our class consists of 20 pupils. Without health there is no happiness. I recognized your voice at once. He sets a high value on his time. Tense. It is a form of verb which tells the time and state of an action or event. A verb may refer to present time, past time, or future time. For example, I write an essay. Here the verb write refers to present time. I wrote an essay. Here the verb wrote refers to past time. I shall write an essay tomorrow. Here the verb shall write refers to future time. A verb that refers to present time is said to be in present tense. A verb that refers to past time is said to be in past tense. A verb that refers to future time is said to be in future tense. There are three main tenses: the present tense, the past tense, the future tense. The present tense. The present tense has four forms. Simple present tense, Present continuous tense. Present perfect tense. Present perfect continuous tense. Simple present tense. In simple present tense, the verb shows that the action is mentioned simply, without anything being said about the completeness or incompleteness of the action. For example, I do yoga daily. Following are some examples of simple present tense. To express a habitual action, as he takes milk every morning. I get up every day at 5 o'clock. My watch keeps good time. To express a general truth action, as the sun rises in the east. Honey is sweet. Fortune favors the brave. In exclamatory sentences, beginning with here and there, to express what is taking place in the present, as here comes the bus. There she goes. In vivid narrative, as substitute for the simple past, as Aryan now rushes forward and deals a heavy blow to Rustam. Immediately the Sultan hurries to his capital. To indicate a future event, that is part of a fixed program or timetable, as he retires next month. The match starts at 9 o'clock. The train leaves at 5:20. When does the college reopen? Following are some rules for affirmative sentences in simple present tense.
Singular subject plus verb first form plus ss plus object. Plural subject plus verb first form plus object. IU plus verb first form plus object. Examples. Aryan goes to school daily. He plays cricket in the morning. They go to school daily. I go to school daily. You go to school daily.
Rules for negative sentences in simple present tense.
Singular subject plus does plus not plus verb first form plus object. Plural subject plus do plus not plus verb first form plus object. IU plus do plus not plus verb first form plus object. Examples. Aryan does not go to school daily. He does not play cricket in the morning. They do not go to school daily. I do not go to school daily. You do not go to school daily.
Rules for interrogative sentences in simple present tense.
Does plus singular subject plus not plus verb first form plus object. Do plus plural subject plus not plus verb first form plus object. Do plus IU plus not plus verb first form plus object. Why, when, where, what plus do does plus subject plus not plus verb first form plus object. Examples. Does Aryan go to school daily? Does Aryan not go to school daily? Does he play cricket in the morning? Do they not go to school daily? Do I go to school daily? Why do you go to school daily? Why do you not go to school daily? When does Sita write stories in her notebook? Where do you live? What do you want to become? Who does not know how to play chess?
Whom do you want to meet? Present continuous tense. In present continuous tense, the verb shows that the action is mentioned as incomplete or continuous, that is, as still going on. For example, I am playing cricket. Following are some uses of present continuous tense. For an action going on at the time of speaking, as she is singing. The boys are playing hockey.
For a temporary action which may not be happening at the time of speaking, as I am reading Satyarth Prakash, but I am not reading at this moment. For an action that is planned or arranged to take place soon, as I am going to cinema tonight. My uncle is arriving tomorrow. Note, The following words on account of their meanings are not normally used in the continuous form. Verbs of perception, e.g., see, hear, smell, notice, recognize. Verbs of appearing, e.g., appear, look, seem. Verbs of emotion, e.g., want, wish, desire, feel, like, love, hate, hope, refuse, prefer. Verbs of thinking, e.g., think, suppose, believe, agree, consider, trust, remember, forget, know, understand, imagine, mean, mind. Have is equal to possess, own, belong to, contain, consist of, be, except when used in passive. These verbs are used in simple present. They may, however, be used in continuous tenses with a change of meaning, as I am thinking of is equal to considering the idea of going to America. He is minding is equal to looking after the baby while his wife is out shopping.
Rules for affirmative sentences in present continuous tense.
Singular subject plus is plus verb ing form plus object. Plural subject plus are plus verb ing form plus object. I plus am plus verb ing form plus object. You plus are plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. Ayan is drawing a picture. She is singing a song. We are running fast. I am developing a virtual school software. You are working hard.
Rules for negative sentences in present continuous tense.
Singular subject plus is plus not plus verb ing form plus object. Plural subject plus are plus not plus verb ing form plus object. I plus am plus not plus verb ing form plus object. You plus are plus not plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. Ayan is not drawing a picture. She is not singing a song. We are not running fast. I am not developing a virtual school software. You are not working hard.
Rules for interrogative sentences in present continuous tense.
Is plus singular subject plus, not, plus verb ing form plus object. Are plus plural subject plus, not, plus verb ing form plus object. Am plus I plus, not, plus verb ing form plus object. Are plus you plus, not, plus verb ing form plus object. Why, when, where, what, who, whom plus is am are plus subject plus, not, plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. Is Ayan watering the plants? Is Ayan not batting? Are they dancing on stage? Why are you making a noise? Why is she not cooking food? What are you searching for? Who is knitting the sweater?
Whom are you teaching Hindi? Present perfect tense. In present perfect tense, the verb shows that the action is mentioned as finished, complete, or perfect at the time of speaking. For example, Aryan has completed his homework. Following are some uses of present perfect tense.
To indicate completed activities in the immediate past, as he has just gone out. It has just struck 10. To express past actions whose time is not given and not definitive, as have you read Gita? I have never known him to be angry. Mr. Aryan has been to Japan. To describe past events when we think more of their effect in the present than of action itself, as Gopi has eaten all the biscuits, i.e., there are not any left for you. I have cut my finger, and it is bleeding now. I have finished my work, is equal to now I am free, is equal to. to denote an action beginning at some time in the past and continuing up to the present moment, as I have known him for a long time. He has been ill since last week. We have lived here for 10 years. We have not seen Padma for several months.
Rules for affirmative sentences in present perfect tense.
Singular subject plus has plus verb third form plus object. Plural subject plus have plus verb third form plus object. IU plus have plus verb third form plus object. Examples. Aryan has taken food. Ram's mother has boiled the milk. You have done best job. I have finished the work. They have submitted their fee.
Rules for negative sentences in present perfect tense.
Singular subject plus has plus not plus verb third form plus object. Plural subject plus have plus not plus verb third form plus object. IU plus have plus not plus verb third form plus object. Examples. Aryan has not taken food. Ram's mother has not boiled the milk. You have not done the best job. I have not finished the work. They have not submitted their fee.
Rules for interrogative sentences in present perfect tense.
Has plus singular subject plus, not, plus verb third form plus object. Have plus plural subject plus, not, plus verb third form plus object. Have plus IU plus, not, plus verb third form plus object. Why, when, where, what, who, whom plus has have plus subject plus, not, plus verb third form plus object. Examples. Has Aryan taken food? Has she not prepared for the exam? Why have you not allowed him to enter in the exam hall? Have I done any mistake in my work? Who has beaten this child? What has your mother cooked for the dinner?
Present perfect continuous tense. In this tense the verb shows that the action is going on continuously, and not completed at this present moment, i.e., an action which began at some time in the past and is continuing. For example,
Aryan has been sleeping for 2 hours, and is still sleeping. They have been playing since 4 o'clock. They have been building the bridge for several months.
Note, in all perfect continuous tenses for is used for period of time and since is used for point of time. Rules for affirmative sentences in present perfect continuous tense.
Singular subject plus has plus been plus verb ing form plus object. Plural subject plus have plus been plus verb ing form plus object. IU plus have plus been plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. Aryan has been reading this story for 2 hours. The farmer has been harvesting the crop for 2 hours. You have been wasting your time since morning to break this wall. I have been learning to drive a car for 3 months.
Rules for negative sentences in present perfect continuous tense.
Singular subject plus has plus not plus been plus verb ing form plus object. Plural subject plus have plus not plus been plus verb ing form plus object. IU plus have plus not plus been plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. Aryan has not been reading this story for 2 hours. The farmer has not been harvesting the crop for 2 hours. You have not been wasting your time since morning to break this wall. I have not been learning to drive a car for 3 months.
Rules for interrogative sentences in present perfect continuous tense.
Has plus singular subject plus, not, plus been plus verb ing form plus object. Have plus plural subject plus, not, plus been plus verb ing form plus object. Have plus IU plus, not, plus been plus verb ing form plus object. Why, when, where, what, who, whom plus has, have plus subject plus not plus been plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. Has Aryan been reading this story for 2 hours? Has the farmer not been harvesting the crop for 2 hours? Why have you been wasting your time since morning to break this wall? Who has been teaching these students for 6 months?
The past tense. The past tense has 4 forms. 1. Simple past tense. 2. Past continuous tense. 3. Past perfect tense. 4. Past perfect continuous tense. Simple past tense. The simple past tense is used to indicate an action completed in the past. It often occurs with adverbs or adverb phrases of past time.
Examples. The steamer sailed yesterday. I received his letter a week ago. She left school last year. Sometimes this tense is used without an adverb of time. In such cases, the time may be either implied or indicated by the context. Examples. I learned Hindi in Nagpur. I did not sleep well, last night. Babar defeated Rana Sanga at Kanwaha. The simple past tense is also used for past habits. He studied many hours every day. She always carried an umbrella. He used to go to temple in the morning.
Rules for affirmative sentences in simple past tense.
Subject plus verb second form plus object. Examples. Aryan went to school. He played cricket in the morning. I finished my work yesterday.
Rules for negative sentences in simple past tense.
Subject plus did plus not plus verb first form plus object. Examples. Aryan did not go to school yesterday. They did not pluck flowers.
Rules for interrogative sentences in simple past tense.
Did plus subject plus not plus verb first form plus object. Why, when, where, what plus did plus subject plus not plus verb first form plus object. Examples. Did Aryan go to school? Did they not play in the tournament? When did Sita write stories in her notebook? Why did you not distribute the sweets among the children?
Past continuous tense. The past continuous tense is used to denote an action going on at some time in the past. The time of the action may or may not be indicated.
Examples. We were listening to the radio all evening. It was getting darker. The light went out while I was reading. He was playing chess.
Rules for affirmative sentences in past continuous tense.
Singular subject plus was plus verb ing form plus object. Plural subject plus verb ing form plus object. You plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. Aryan was drinking milk in the morning. You were playing cricket in the evening. I was playing flute that time.
Rules for negative sentences in past continuous tense.
Singular subject plus was plus not plus verb ing form plus object. Plural subject plus verb not plus verb ing form plus object. You plus not plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. Aryan was not going to school yesterday. They were not plucking flowers.
Rules for interrogative sentences in past continuous tense.
Was plus singular subject plus not plus verb ing form plus object. Were plus plural subject plus not plus verb ing form plus object. Were plus you plus not plus verb ing form plus object. Why, when, where, what plus was were plus subject plus not plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. Was Aryan going to school? Were they not playing in the tournament? When was Sita writing stories in her notebook? Why were you not distributing the sweets among the children?
Past perfect tense. The past perfect tense describes an action completed before a certain moment in the past.
E.g., I had seen him last 5 years before. Note, if two actions happened in the past, it may be necessary to show which action happened earlier than the other. The past perfect is mainly used in such situations. The simple past is used in one clause and the past perfect in other which occurred first. Examples. When I reached the station, that train had started. I had done my exercise when Hari came to see me. I had written the letter before he arrived.
Rules for affirmative sentences in past perfect tense.
Subject plus had plus verb third form plus object. Examples. I had met him in Shimla 2 years ago. The train had left before Sheila reached the station. The bell had rung before Aryan reached the school. He came to me after you had left.
Rules for negative sentences in past perfect tense.
Subject plus had plus not plus verb third form plus object. Examples. I had not met him in Shimla 2 years ago. The train had not left before Sheila reached the station. The bell had not rung before Aryan reached the school. He did not come to me after you had left.
Rules for interrogative sentences in past perfect tense.
Had plus subject plus, not, plus verb third form plus object. Why, when, where, what, who, whom plus had plus subject plus, not, plus verb third form plus object. Examples. Had Aryan taken food? Had she not prepared for the exam? Why had you not allowed him to enter in the exam hall? Had your mother gone to market before you reached home? Had the train left before you reached the station?
Past perfect continuous tense. This tense is used for an action that began before a certain point in the past and continued up to that time.
Examples. At that time, he had been writing a novel for 2 months. When Mr. Mukherjee came to the school in 1965, Mr. Anand had already been teaching there for 5 years.
Rules for affirmative sentences in past perfect continuous tense.
Subject plus had plus been plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. I had been playing cricket for 2 hours. I had already been singing on stage for 2 hours when you reached there.
Rules for negative sentences in past perfect continuous tense.
Subject plus had plus not plus been plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. I had not been working there for 2 years at that time. The train had not been running fast at the time when you fell.
Rules for interrogative sentences in past perfect continuous tense.
Had plus subject plus, not, plus been plus verb ing form plus object. Why, when, where, what, who, whom plus had plus subject plus, not, plus been plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. Had she been writing story for 2 hours? Why had you been standing there since morning that day? Who had not been solving the paper for 2 hours?
The future tense. The future tense has 4 forms. 1. Simple future tense. 2. Future continuous tense. 3. Future perfect tense. 4. Future perfect continuous tense. Simple future tense. This tense is used for an action that has still to take place.
Examples. I shall see him tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Sunday.
Note, the simple future tense generally expresses pure or colorless future. When the future is colored with intention, the going to and infinitive construction is preferred. For example, he is going to build a new house. Rules for affirmative sentences in simple future tense.
Subject plus will plus verb first form plus object. IV plus shall plus verb first form plus object. Examples. Ian will go to school. I shall give him some money. Note, normally will is used these days for all type of subjects.
Rules for negative sentences in simple future tense.
Subject plus shall will plus not plus verb first form plus object. Examples. Ian will not go to school tomorrow. They will not go back to their country.
Rules for interrogative sentences in simple future tense.
Will shall plus subject plus not plus verb first form plus object. Why when where what plus will shall plus subject plus not plus verb first form plus object. Examples. Will Ian go to school? When will you start working on this project? Why shall we not work tomorrow?
Future continuous tense. This tense represents an action as going on at some time in future time.
Examples. I shall be reading the paper then. When I get home, my children will be playing. This tense is also used for future events that are planned. Examples. I will be staying here till Sunday. He will be meeting us next week.
Rules for affirmative sentences in future continuous tense.
Subject plus will plus be plus verb ing form plus object. IV plus shall plus be plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. Ian will be performing in school's annual program tomorrow at this time. I shall be playing there.
Rules for negative sentences in future continuous tense.
Subject plus shall will plus not plus be plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. Ian will not be performing in school's annual program tomorrow at this time. I shall not be playing there.
Rules for interrogative sentences in future continuous tense.
Will shall plus subject plus not plus be plus verb ing form plus object. Why when where what plus will shall plus subject plus not plus be plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. Will Ian be working from home tomorrow? Why shall we not be working tomorrow?
Future perfect tense. This tense is used to indicate the completion of an action by a certain future time.
Examples. I shall have written my essay by that time. Before you go to see him, he will have left the place.
Rules for affirmative sentences in future perfect tense.
Subject plus will shall plus have plus verb third form plus object. Examples. Rita will have written stories in her notebook. I shall have finished an important chapter of my life.
Rules for negative sentences in future perfect tense.
Subject plus will shall plus not plus have plus verb third form plus object. Examples. Rita will not have written stories in her notebook. I shall not have finished an important chapter of my life.
Rules for interrogative sentences in future perfect tense.
Will shall plus subject plus not plus have plus verb third form plus object. Why when where what who whom plus will shall plus subject plus not plus have plus verb third form plus object. Examples. Will Rita have written stories in her notebook? Why will your mother not have gone to market before you reach home?
Future perfect continuous tense. This tense indicates an action represented as being in progress over a period that will end in the future.
Examples. By next July we shall have been living here for 4 years. When he gets his degree, he will have been studying at Oxford for 4 years.
Rules for affirmative sentences in future perfect continuous tense.
Subject plus will shall plus have plus been plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. Rita will have been writing stories in her notebook since 9 o'clock. I shall have been preparing to leave for Mumbai since March 11, 2021. You will have been sleeping at this time tomorrow.
Rules for negative sentences in future perfect continuous tense.
Subject plus will shall plus not plus have plus been plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. Rita will not have been writing stories in her notebook since 9 o'clock. I shall not have been preparing to leave for Mumbai since 11th March 2021. You will not have been sleeping at this time tomorrow.
Rules for interrogative sentences in future perfect continuous tense.
Will shall plus subject plus not plus have plus been plus verb ing form plus object. Why, when, where, what, who, whom plus will shall plus subject plus not plus have plus been plus verb ing form plus object. Examples. Will Rita have been writing stories in her notebook since 5 o'clock? Shall I not have been preparing to leave for Mumbai since 11th March 2021? Who will have been sleeping at this time tomorrow?
Active and passive voice. Voice is that form of a verb which shows whether what is denoted by the subject does something or has something done to it. Active voice. A verb is in the active voice when its form shows that the person or thing denoted by the subject does something, or, in other words, is the doer of the action.
E.g., Ian helps Vicky. Here Ian, the person denoted by the subject, does something.
Passive voice. A verb is in the passive voice when its form shows that something is done to the person or thing denoted by the subject.
E.g., Vicky is helped by Ian. Here something is done to Vicky, the person denoted by the subject. Note, only transitive verbs can be used in the passive voice because an intransitive verb has no object.
Rules of conversion from active to passive voice.
When we convert a sentence in active voice to passive voice, then object of the verb in active voice becomes the subject in passive voice and subject of the verb in active voice becomes the object in passive voice. The subject pronoun in the active voice is replaced by the object pronoun in the passive voice. Detransitive verbs can have two passive forms because they have two objects. Either of the object can become the subject in passive form of the verb. Examples. Raman bought a new car, active. A new car was bought by Raman, passive. She has knitted this sweater, active. This sweater has been knitted by her, passive. The manager will assign you a new project, active. A new project will be assigned to you by the manager, passive. The manager will assign you a new project, active. You will be assigned a new project by the manager, passive.
Rules for conversion from active to passive voice in simple present tense.
Is MR plus verb third form. Examples. Ram helps Hari. Hari is helped by Ram. Grandmother looks after the children well. The children are looked after by grandmother well. His friends trust him. He is trusted by his friends. Do you make the paper kite? Is the paper kite made by you? Does she make rag dolls? Are rag dolls made by her? How do you make the curry? How is the curry made by you? His friends trust him. He is trusted by his friends. The farmer gathers the harvest. The harvest is gathered by the farmer. We prohibit smoking. Smoking is prohibited by us.
Rules for conversion from active to passive voice in present continuous tense.
Is am plus being plus verb third form. Examples. Siddharth is playing the guitar. The guitar is being played by Siddharth. Why is he not revising his lessons? Why are his lessons not being revised by him? Whose brother is helping you? By whose brother are you being helped? Whom are you waiting for? Who is being waited for by you?
Rules for conversion from active to passive voice in present perfect tense.
Has have plus been plus verb third form. Examples. Siddharth has played the guitar. The guitar has been played by Siddharth. These men have planned a meeting has been planned by these men. Have you closed the door? Has the door been closed by you?
Rules for conversion from active to passive voice in simple past tense.
Was verb plus verb third form. Examples. Ram helped Hari. Hari was helped by Ram. Did Kavita make this chocolate cake? Was this chocolate cake made by Kavita? When did you finish the assignment? When was the assignment finished by you? Which room did they paint? Which room was painted by them? Who won the trophy? By whom was the trophy won? Who did this? By whom was this done? We compelled the enemy to surrender. The enemy was compelled to surrender by us. Who taught you French? By whom was French taught to you? Who taught you French? By whom were you taught French?
Rules for conversion from active to passive voice in past continuous tense.
Was verb plus being plus verb third form. Examples. Siddharth was playing the guitar. The guitar was being played by Siddharth.
Rules for conversion from active to passive voice in past perfect tense.
Had plus been plus verb third form. Examples. Siddharth had played the guitar. The guitar had been played by Siddharth. Had she cooked the food before you reached home? Had the food been cooked by her before you reached home?
Rules for conversion from active to passive voice in simple future tense.
Shall will plus be plus verb third form. Examples. Ram will help Hari. Hari will be helped by Ram. He will finish the work in a fortnight. The work will be finished by him in a fortnight.
Rules for conversion from active to passive voice in future perfect tense.
Shall will plus have plus been plus verb third form. Examples. Siddharth will have played the guitar. The guitar will have been played by Siddharth.
Direct and indirect speech. Direct speech and indirect speech are two ways to report what someone says or thinks. Direct speech, when the actual words of the speaker are quoted, it is called a direct speech.
Examples. Sneha said, I want to buy a nice birthday present for my mother. Ram said, I am very busy now.
Indirect speech, when the actual words of the speaker are reproduced by another person then exact words are not quoted, it is called an indirect speech or reported speech.
Examples. Sneha said that she wanted to buy a nice birthday present for her mother. Ram said that he was very busy then. Note, in above sentences said is the reporting or principal verb. Key points to remember. The direct speech is always enclosed within inverted commas. A comma is used to separate the reported speech from the reporting verb in direct speech. The tense of the reporting verb is never changed. A conjunction if required is used after the reporting verb in indirect speech. Rules for changing direct speech into indirect speech. When the reporting verb is in the present or future tense, the verb in the reported speech remains unchanged. Examples. The vegetable seller says to the customer, "The vegetables are fresh and will taste good." The vegetable seller says to the customer that the vegetables are fresh and will taste good. Dinesh will say, "The credit for the success of Indian cricket team goes to the captain." Dinesh will say that the credit for the success of Indian cricket team goes to the captain. When the reporting verb is in past tense, the verb in reported speech changes to a corresponding past tense. Examples. Tina said, "My mother is looking for the car keys." Tina said that her mother was looking for the car keys. He said, "I am unwell." He said that he was unwell. He said, "My master is writing letters." He said that his master was writing letters. He said, "I have passed the examination." He said that he had passed the examination. Note, the shall of the future tense is changed into should, and similarly will of the future tense is changed into would or should. E.g., he said, "I shall go as soon as it is possible." He said that he would go as soon as it was possible. Below is the list to know how tenses are converted into corresponding past tense. Tenses in direct speech. Tenses in indirect speech. Simple present. Simple past. Present continuous. Past continuous. Present perfect. Past perfect. Present perfect continuous. Past perfect continuous. Simple past. Past perfect. Past continuous. Past perfect continuous. Past perfect. No change. Past perfect continuous. No change. Below is the list of verbs that changes into corresponding verbs of reported speech in past tense when reporting verb is in past tense. Verbs in reported speech. Corresponding verbs in past tense. Is, are. Was, were. Was, were. Had been. Had been. No change. Has, have. Had. Had. No change. Do, does. Did. Did. Had done. Had done. No change. Will, shall. Would, should. May, can. Might, could. Would, should, might, could, ought to, used to. No change. Must. Had to, present obligation, would have to, future obligation, must, a permanent command prohibition. Following are some examples of direct and indirect speech. Harsh said, "I like to play badminton." Harsh said that he liked to play badminton. Beena said, "My mother is looking for the car keys." Beena said that her mother was looking for the car keys. Sonia said, "I have passed the examination with flying colors." Sonia said that she had passed the examination with flying colors. Aryan said, "I have been practicing yoga for 2 hours." Aryan said that he had been practicing yoga for 2 hours. Yash said, "I visited London last year." Yash said that he had visited London the previous year. Uma said, "I was playing basketball when I slipped and hurt my leg." Uma said that she had been playing basketball when she slipped and hurt her leg. Hemant said, "The painters had finished their work before I reached the new home." Hemant said that the painters had finished their work before he reached the new home. Sushma said, "I had been reading the novel when the light went off." Sushma said that she had been reading the novel when the light went off. If the reported speech expresses a universal truth, a scientific, a mathematical or a geographical fact, or a habitual fact, its tense remains unchanged. E.g., the teacher said to the students, about 71% of the Earth's surface is covered by oceans and seas. Geographical fact, the teacher told the students that about 71% of the Earth's surface is covered by oceans and seas. Note, the reporting verb said is changed into told when followed by an object. If the reported speech describes a situation which still exists when the speech is reported, its tense remains unchanged. E.g., Rohan said, my grandmother keeps complaining of joint pain. Rohan said that his grandmother keeps complaining of joint pain. If the reported speech contains a time clause, its tense remains unchanged. If the main verb of such a tense is in past tense, it can either remain unchanged or become past perfect. E.g., the poor farmer said, I faced a lot of hardships when I moved from the village to the city. The poor farmer said that he faced, or had faced, a lot of hardships when he moved from the village to the city. There are 3 rules for changes in pronouns and possessive adjectives. First, to the subject I, first person pronouns and possessive adjectives, I, my, mine, myself, we, our, us, ours, ourselves, are changed according to the subject of the reporting verb. Examples. Ram said, I will iron my shirt myself. Ram said that he would iron his shirt himself. You said, I will iron my shirt myself. You said that you would iron your shirt yourself. She said, I will iron my shirt myself. She said that she would iron her shirt herself. Second, to the object I, second person pronouns and possessive adjectives, you, your, you, yours, yourself, yourselves, are changed according to the object of the reporting verb. Examples. Ayan said to me, your photography skills will win you the first prize. Ayan told me that my photography skills will win me the first prize. Ayan said to you, your photography skills will win you the first prize. Ayan told you that your photography skills will win you the first prize. Ayan said to him, your photography skills will win you the first prize. Ayan told him that his photography skills will win him the first prize. Third, no change I, third person pronouns and possessive adjectives, he, his, him, she, her, hers, herself, it, its, itself, they, their, them, theirs, themselves, remain unchanged. Examples. Mrs. Bose said, Sheetal is very fond of her blue bag. She carries it with her wherever she goes. Mrs. Bose said that Sheetal was very fond of her blue bag, which she carried with her wherever she went. Rima's mother said, Rima has hurt her leg badly, so she won't go out to play. Rima's mother said that Rima had hurt her leg badly, so she would not go out to play. Following is the list of words that express the nearness in time or place in direct speech and their corresponding words expressing the remoteness or distance in indirect speech. Words in direct speech. Words in indirect speech. This, these. That, those. Here, herein. There, therein. Thus. So. Now. Then. Ago. Before. Today. That day. Tonight. That night. Yesterday. The previous day, the day before. Tomorrow. The next day, the following day, the day after. The day before yesterday. The day before the previous day. The day after tomorrow. The day after the next day. Last night. The previous night, the night before. Next week. The following week. This afternoon. That afternoon. Examples. Mother said, the children liked the story that grandmother narrated yesterday. Mother said that the children had liked the story that grandmother narrated the previous day. Seema said, we can come here for the picnic tomorrow. Seema said that we could go there for the picnic the next day. Rules for conversion of interrogative sentences from direct to indirect speech. The interrogative form is changed into assertive form. The reporting verb is changed to verbs such as ask, inquire, wonder, question, demand or want to know. Questions with auxiliary verbs such as do, does, did, is, am, are, was, were, has, have, had, will, shall, can or may are changed into indirect speech by using whether if. When there is a change in tense, will and shall are changed to would and should. The word order is kept same as that of a statement and verb comes after the subject for direct questions and words like who, whose, whom, what, which, when, why, where, and how are repeated. No conjunction is used with such sentences. Examples. The art teacher said, how many students have already enrolled for the art and craft mela? The art teacher asked how many students had already enrolled for the art and craft mela. Mahima said, do you need my help to clean the house? Mahima asked me if I needed her help to clean the house. He said to me, what are you doing? He asked me what I was doing. Where do you live? Asked the stranger. The stranger inquired where I lived. The policeman said to us, where are you going? The policeman inquired where we were going. He said, will you listen to such a man? He asked them whether they would listen to such a man. Do you suppose you know better than your own father? Jeered his angry mother. His angry mother jeered and asked whether he supposed that he knew better than his own father. Rules for conversion of imperative sentences from direct to indirect speech. The reporting verb is changed into order, request, or advise. When requests are changed into indirect speech, the reporting verb said is changed into verbs like request, beg, ask, plead, invite, implore, desire, solicit, beseech and so on. The verb of the reported speech is changed into an infinitive, to plus the verb. If the direct speech begins with the words do not, the word not is placed before the to infinitive. The word let is often used to make proposals or to make requests. When converting into indirect speech, the words suggest, propose, request, to let, should, might and so on are used in place of let. Examples. Ravi said, please do not play such loud music. I am studying for my examination. Ravi requested not to play such loud music because he was studying for his examination. Ravi requested not to play such loud music. He said he was studying for his examination. Mother said to the child, wash your hands before you sit down to have your meal. Mother commanded the child to wash his hands before he sat down to have his meal. Ram said to Arjun, go away. Ram ordered Arjun to go away. He said to him, please wait here till I return. He requested him to wait there till he returned. Call the first witness, said the judge. The judge commanded them to call the first witness. He shouted, "Let me go." He shouted to them to let him go. He said, "Be quiet and listen to my words." He urged them to be quiet and listen to his words. Rules for conversion of exclamatory sentences from direct to indirect speech. The exclamatory sentence is changed into an assertive sentence before converting it into indirect speech. The reporting verb is changed to exclaim with joy, sorrow, fear, anger, etc., applaud, regret, wish, pray, curse, cry out, or any other verb that conveys to the tone of exclamation. For the sentences that express wishes, the reporting verb is changed to wish, pray, long for, yearn, earnestly desire, etc. The conjunction that is used to introduce the reported speech. Interjections and exclamations like "oh," "ah," "alas," "hurrah" is omitted. However, the feeling expressed must be conveyed appropriately with adverbs or adverbial clauses such as exclaimed with joy, exclaimed with sorrow, exclaimed with surprise, cried bitterly, and so on. Examples. The spectators said, "What a splendid shot!" The spectators exclaimed that it had been a splendid shot. "How kind of you to give away your prize money in charity," said Rohini to me. Rohini exclaimed that it had been a very kind of me to give away my prize money in charity. He said, "Alas! I am undone." He exclaimed sadly that he was undone. Aryan said, "How clever I am." Aryan exclaimed that he was very clever. He said, "Bravo! You have done well." He applauded him, saying that he had done well. "So, help me heaven," he cried, "I will never steal again." He called upon heaven to witness his resolve never to steal again.